Stop. Look at your dog right now. If they're yawning while you talk to them, or if they're licking their chops even though there's no food in sight, pay very close attention. Most people think their dog is just tired or hungry. They're wrong. In the world of high-level animal psychology, those aren't just cute quirks. They are silent screams for help.
Welcome to Animal Dialects.
I'm your host, and for the last 20 years, I've worked as an animal behaviorist, decoding the hidden biological triggers that govern your dog's brain. You see, your dog is constantly talking to you, but they aren't using words. They're using a complex system of microsignals, neural feedback, and ancient evolutionary instincts that most owners completely miss.
By ignoring these signals, you aren't just misunderstanding your pet. You are accidentally skyrocketing their cortisol levels and damaging the trust you've worked years to build. Today, we are stripping away the myths. I'm going to show you the 10 critical ways your dog is trying to communicate with you right now, and why the obvious answer you've been told is likely putting your dog under massive psychological stress. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'm revealing one specific behavior that 90% of American dog owners think is a sign of love, but is actually a red flag for a severe psychological condition called hyperattachment. If your dog does this, you need to act immediately. Let's dive deep into the canine mind.
Now, before we break down signal number 1, I need you to understand something that most trainers won't tell you. Your dog isn't bad, and they aren't stubborn. They are simply speaking a language you haven't learned to read yet. Think about it. Have you ever been in a foreign country where you didn't speak a word of the local tongue? You'd feel anxious, confused, and maybe even a little defensive. That is exactly how your dog feels every single day. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the universal translator for canine behavior. We are going to explore why a dog's tail isn't always a smile, and why that guilty look they give you when you come home to a chewed up rug isn't guilt at all. It's actually something much more heartbreaking.
But here is the real hook. Pay close attention to behavior number 7. This one is the ghost signal. It's so subtle that even seasoned vets sometimes miss it, yet it is the primary indicator of chronic pain or neurological decline. If you catch this early, you could literally add years to your dog's life. I'm also going to share a secret from my clinical practice, a simple 30-second technique that uses your own body language to instantly lower your dog's heart rate when they are spiraling into a panic attack. By the time we hit the 15-minute mark, you won't just see a pet anymore. You'll see a complex, emotional being that is finally being understood. So, if you're ready to stop guessing and start connecting, let's get into the first and most misunderstood signal, the whale eye.
Signal number 1, the whale eye. Ever noticed your dog showing the whites of their eyes in a half-moon shape? Most owners think it's a guilty look or just a side glance. It's not. In behavioral science, this is a red alert. It's called the whale eye. It means your dog is at their absolute breaking point with anxiety or resource guarding. If you see this while a child is hugging them or while you're reaching for their toy, back off immediately. Their amygdala is screaming fight or flight, and a bite is only seconds away.
Signal number 2, the stress yawn. You're talking to your dog and they let out a big yawn. They're bored, right? Actually, no. If they aren't waking up from a nap, that yawn is a displacement behavior. Think of it like a human nervously tapping their pen during a high-stakes interview. Your dog is trying to chew through a surge of cortisol. They aren't sleepy, they are desperately trying to self-soothe because something in their environment, maybe your tone of voice, is overwhelming them. Signal number 3, the lip flick. This one is lightning fast, a quick flick of the tongue over the nose. It's an appeasement gesture. Your dog is literally saying, "I come in peace, please lower the tension." In my clinical practice, I see this most often when owners lean over their dogs to pet their heads. To a dog, that's a dominant, threatening posture. That tiny lick is their way of begging for a truce.
Signal number 4, the left-leaning tail. Here is a neurobiology fact that will change how you look at the park. Not all wags are happy. Research shows that if the tail wags more to the left, the right hemisphere of the brain is dominant, which is associated with withdrawal and fear. If it wags to the right, the left hemisphere is in charge, signaling approach and joy. Watch the base of the tail next time a stranger approaches. The direction could tell you the truth before the bark does.
Signal number 5, the freeze and stare. This is the most dangerous signal on this list because it's so quiet. If your dog is playing and suddenly goes rigid, total statue mode while staring at something, do not touch them. They have just entered predatory drift. Their brain has shifted from play to target. If you break that silence with a sudden touch, that pent-up kinetic energy will explode into a snap.
Signal number 6, the body shake-off. You know that wet dog shake they do even when they're bone dry? That is a biological reset button. Dogs do this after a stressful encounter, like a vet visit or a tense greeting with another dog. It's a physical manifestation of shaking off the adrenaline. If your dog does this after you pet them, take note. You might have been petting them in a way they find intrusive, not relaxing. Signal number 7, the ghost head tilt. Remember behavior number 7 I mentioned earlier, the one that could save their life? Watch for a head tilt that happens when there is no sound. If your dog tilts their head or shakes it slightly while staring into space, it can indicate an inner ear infection, or more seriously, a vestibular issue, a neurological glitch in their balance system. Catching this ghost signal early is the difference between a quick fix and permanent nerve damage. Signal number 8, the lean. When your dog walks up and simply leans their body weight against your legs, they aren't being lazy. This is the canine version of a hug. In a pack, physical contact is a safety mechanism. They are seeking co-regulation. They are checking your heart rate and your temperature to make sure their leader is stable. It's the ultimate sign of biological trust. Signal number 9, the paw lift. A front paw slightly raised in the air isn't always a pointer instinct. If their ears are back and their brow is furrowed, that raised paw is a sign of extreme conflict of interest. Part of them wants to stay, part of them wants to run. They are stuck in a mental loop of indecision. This is the moment they need you to lead them away from the situation before they shut down. Signal number 10, the nose nudge. Ever have your dog forcefully shove their nose into your hand? It's more than just pet me. They are targeting the sweat glands in your palms. They are literally reading your chemical status, your stress, your hormones, even your blood sugar levels. They know you're stressed before you do.
Now, look at me for a second. This is the part most people skip, but if you truly love your dog, you cannot afford to look away. Everything we just talked about, the lip flicks, the tail wags, the silent freezes, it all points to one uncomfortable truth. Your dog is constantly adjusting their soul to fit into your world. They are the only species on Earth that has evolved specifically to prioritize your emotions over their own survival instincts. When we label a dog as bad, stubborn, or aggressive, we are usually just admitting that we are illiterate in their language. As a behaviorist, I've seen thousands of dogs surrender to shelters for behavioral issues that were actually just massive communication breakdowns. The lesson here is simple. Communication is not about the commands you give, it's about the safety you provide. When you learn to spot a stress yawn and you respond by giving your dog space instead of a scolding, you aren't just training them, you are hacking their neurobiology. You are literally lowering their cortisol and flooding their brain with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. You are telling them, I see you, I hear you, you are safe with me. True mastery of the canine mind isn't about being the alpha or the boss. That's outdated 1940s science that has been debunked for decades. True mastery is becoming a co-regulator. It's about being the calm center of their world so they don't feel the need to be on high alert. Remember, your dog's entire universe is only as big as the understanding you provide. If you want a better dog, you don't need a better leash.
You need a better perspective.
And now we've reached the moment I promised at the beginning of this video. The one behavior that looks like pure, unconditional love, but is actually a desperate cry for psychological help. If your dog follows you from room to room, I mean literally glued to your shadow, and panics the second you close the bathroom door, or if they greet you with an intensity that seems over the top after you've only been gone for 5 minutes, that isn't just love. In clinical behaviorism, we call this hyper-attachment. When a dog is hyper-attached, their brain loses the ability to self-regulate without your physical presence. Every time you leave the house, their body isn't just sad. It's undergoing a massive biological shutdown similar to a human panic attack. Their heart rate triples, their saliva becomes thick with cortisol, and they enter a state of learned helplessness. Leaving them to cry it out doesn't work. It only deepens the trauma. To fix this, you have to stop rewarding the shadow behavior. You have to teach them that distance is safe. Start by practicing the 5-second departure, going behind a door for 5 seconds, coming back, and ignoring them until they are calm. You are rewiring their neural pathways to realize that your absence isn't a death sentence. It's just a temporary state. If you've seen any of the 10 signals we talked about today in your own dog, don't feel guilty. Feel empowered. You now have the data to change their life. But understanding the signals is only step 1. Step 2 is knowing exactly how to respond when things go wrong. That's why I've put together a specialized emergency body language checklist in the description below. It's a free PDF that summarizes everything we've covered, so you can keep it on your phone for your next walk. If this video helped you see your dog in a new light, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Doggo Deep Dive. We aren't just a channel, we're a movement of owners who choose science over force and empathy over ego. Drop a comment below with the word psychology if you want my next deep dive to be a step-by-step blueprint on curing separation anxiety. I read every single comment, and I want to help you build the bond your dog deserves. I'm your host from Doggo Deep Dive, and remember, your dog is talking to you. It's time to start listening. I'll see you in the next one.